his dad went to college.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, why I got to go to college to do some bullshit?
But because they would like, I think if everyone went to college and went to school, that would take away from the threat level of the people that are to come along.
College is like COVID. It's a scam. Okay? And college is like COVID. It's a scam. Think about it. Doctors, right? Prime example. How many years of schooling they do? About 10?
10 years, yeah.
10 years, right?
Yeah.
Think about how much debt they have accrued in those 10 years, right? They gonna get their money back, regardless. They're like, yeah, here, we're gonna give you $100,000 over these 10 years.
Yeah.
And then your interest rate, you paid about $250 back,
right,
over the course of 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you paid more to get the schooling and get the technicalities out, but when most doctors come out of college, they're broke.
That's a fact.
And most of them, they have to fulfill the requirements of whatever the case may be just to get their own practice. Like I was doing dentistry and Spanish as a double major.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna open my own dentistry, right? It's like, yeah, you gotta have like X amount of hours in an actual dentist office on top of extra so many years of schooling with the masters.
Almost like you'll never get there.
Yeah, if you're black.
But you just keep going.
If you're black, you just keep on trucking on through, you just... But that's the other thing, too, is like being black is an advantage and a disadvantage. Because you're great at most things. But you suck anything that has to do with white people, school, jobs. Most black people can't keep a job for more than, a year. One, they just get bored. I'm just speaking on personal experience.
These are facts.
Like, I get bored after a year. I'll be like, man. Mm-hmm. Like, you ever get to that point in your job and it's like, it's been a year. You know everybody. You've seen a bunch of people come in and go out and you're just like, yeah, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
I can't keep doing
this.
Because
I feel like we're made to do more.
We're made to do so much more. Mm-hmm. I've said it many times before that we hold so much energy and have so many superpowers that we don't even know we're able to have. But before I dive into that, because some gems going to start to drop, let's initially pop this thing off the correct way. I'd like to thank you out there for tuning in with us, because you could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us. And so with that, I'd like to introduce a good friend of mine, John Murry. I like to call him SGC Ghost on
Nice
Xbox.
to meet y'all. Nice to meet y'all. The internet, I love the internet, but don't test me, because I ain't no killer. All right? I don't want to kill the internet. I love the internet. It provides so many great memes. I could be a meme one day. Just aliens. But also, I'm not a YouTuber, everyone, so if you go and search me, you won't find me.
Not yet.
Not ever.
Oh, yeah, because he's a ghost. That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. SGC Ghost.
So you will see you, but you won't. But kind of like when Lucy hit 100%, you couldn't physically see her anymore, but she was everywhere.
No, it's more of like you see me, you know who I am, right? But to the real world, they don't know who Ghost is.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in the show Power, like before Power came out in 2014. I've been Ghost since 2010. I've been Ghost for a very long time. And, it's kind of funny because when I tell people I'm Ghost, they'll be like, oh, like Jamie St. Patrick on Power. I'll be like,
no.
So my eye right here twitching. I almost killed your ass on some stupid shit. And
no, not that guy.
No. As y'all can see, I got a Falcons Michael Vick jersey on. I also own dogs. Inside joke for most of the world.
And also, you just can't breeze over Michael Vick and don't mention that he's the best ever.
In a Falcons jersey, the best ever. He ain't got no
care about whoever.
He ain't got no rings.
He ain't got no rings.
He can't even talk championship defense.
And that's fine. I don't even fuck with sports. But I will say this. Michael Vick is the best ever of his kind to come into the game and evolutionize what you love today. Every quarterback, your favorite quarterback, has mimicked Michael Vick in some way, shape, or form. And no, of course. I mean, I'm mimicking people that came before me in this podcast shit. That's what you do. You mimic the greats.
Yeah. If it's already been done, it works. You already know it works.
If you can take that, like Kobe took Michael Jordan's stamp,
right,
and then add on to it.
Oh yeah, we can't even talk Kobe Jordan because I'm biased and you're probably biased, and two biases.
But the point is still valid. Is that when you have something so great, and you could take something and upgrade it, and that's what you see happening with the quarterback position since Michael Vick started.
No, you can actually go back to the old Vikings quarterback, Frank Tarkenton.
Oh, I thought you was about to say the other dude.
No, Frank
Moon.
Tarkenton.
What about Moon?
No, he came after.
Moon had that Vic like...
Warren Moon just kind of came after. Like Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham, those guys came after Frank Tarkenton. Tarkenton was like...
He was a running quarterback?
Oh, man, you got to see some of them highlights.
I will.
Just go look up Frank Tarkenton highlights.
Okay.
Yep, Frank Tarkenton.
T-A-R.
Once you put in T-A-R-K,
it'll pop up.
It's going to pop. And I'm telling you, man, like, I was watching something, like nobody could touch this dude. Like, he was just like, he got the ball like this the whole time, right? And then he'll just stop and sling it. And next thing you know, it's like, touchdown. Go to Vikings. This is back in, like, the Purple People era days and all that. So, like, if you start talking on some old Vikings football, people get to talking with you. But then you start talking this new Vikings football, and it's like Kirk Cousins, a waste of $84 million, and 2 contract extensions, because he's probably going to get a second one, sadly. But that's nor here or there, because, I was listening to ESPN today, and they said the Vikings are still in the running, which I don't know how they're going to lose to New Orleans. But I got to get this off my chest, man.
Do it.
Niggas that act like females.
Why? Why do you think that is?
I don't,
Niggas act like females.
Now, as a man that grew up and was raised mostly by women.
Same.
Right?
That's weird. Same.
I don't get the female characteristics that other men that are raised by their mothers or their grandmothers or other women get. Like, I get some of them. Like, sometimes I get sensitive. Every man gets sensitive every now and
again.
There's
nothing wrong with that. There's a total different... See, there's a disconnect between someone having sensitivity and then a man being emotional.
Yeah.
There's a total disconnect there.
Like, if you're not in tune with your emotions, I feel you're weak.
Yeah.
You're weak. Man, look, I cried. I cried at the last Star Wars movie. I cried. When Princess Leia died, I was like, I felt like my grandma had just passed for the first time again.
That was real.
That was real, man. And I was just like, and like, my lady, she's sitting there, she looking at me like, nigga, is you crying? Yeah.
But
let it go.
Well, since you want to put it out there and we live in our truths, when Tony snapped, a small tear. I ain't gonna lie. I was in the movie theater. My daughter first.
Oh my God.
When Gamora was fighting with dude to try to kill herself and sacrifice themselves for the stone, when Gamora did that, my daughter cried. And then when Tony snapped, I was like,
at first I had to like think about the Tony snap, because when you said Tony snapped, I was thinking of Tony Montana. I'm like, damn, man, that was a real powerful part in that movie too. He was like, I kill all you cockroaches. And then I was like, oh no.
Oh,
he's
shit.
talking about the Iron Man. Man, I'm for real. I gotta at least be honest. The one thing that I've learned over my birthday was yesterday.
Oh,
just turned 27. In 27 years of living on this planet, right? I finally figured out the concept of you don't need to lie. There's no reason to lie. Like, I'll run, before I even think about a lie, I run it through my head. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to tell this lie. Like, should be like, did you eat all the food? I'll be like, no. Why'd you do? So you didn't eat all the food, so who ate all the food? I don't know. I can't tell the lie. I can't tell the lie. Yes, I ate all the food. Now I just, like...
The dog ate it.
I don't know how he opened the fridge. And look, you wouldn't even believe this. This man washed it right after too.
Washed the dishes.
He washed the dishes. I don't even know how he did it.
Let's get back to men acting like women.
Yes, women. I mean,
I personally noticed this. I notice it all the time that, you'll see a woman and how women get attention and do thirst traps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I see men on my page, friends of mine, doing thirst traps, or always being negative, saying, oh, my life, he's just fucked my life. And
my God.
Crickets, and he just want people to say, oh, what's wrong? Call me. DM me. Da-da-da.
Oh, yeah. I hate the people on Facebook, like, that's not your friends, right? And they just post their whole day, right? Like, I know it's too soon for this, but if no one didn't learn anything from Pop Smoke, I'm sorry. Pop Smoke posted his whole day, and that's how they caught up with him at night. Man, but you're posted, your drink at Caribou was made wrong, and you just had to put that on Facebook today, like, oh my God, I can't believe I went to the such and such Caribou and such, and they just made it all wrong with extra ice. They threw some type of chocolate in there. We don't know. But, and they think that's okay. And then when someone be like, oh my God, like I had that same experience.
Right.
That's what females do. Right? But when you got a bunch of dudes on there, it's like, dude, why?
It's weird, man. It's weird to see a man does not operate in such fashion.
Yes.
A lot of the times, decisions is important. You only take a split second to make a decision that can cost you your whole life, whether it's in prison or dead, right? And a lot of the times, because men are supposed to have testosterone, they ain't supposed to be activated emotionally. But a lot of men out here be activated emotionally, and they allow that to cloud their judgment and put them in a pinch all the time. All the time. Why are you sitting here? And even for women that do this, oh, such and such, I just don't know anymore. And everybody comes to them and go, hey, this is all
Facebook
on Facebook.
Relationship status.
All
complicated.
all that just for attention and shit like that. Like, men don't do shit like that. And people shouldn't do that, period. Like, you should, park that shit. Facebook, you shouldn't bring your life to Facebook or any
social media
platform for that matter.
Yeah.
Not like that. Like, keep your business. Like, I don't tell all my business. The only thing you see on my page is me working. All you see on my page is Goody Big. That's all.
That's it. That's all it needs to be.
So, but everybody different. What do you think, I guess the good question to ask you, what do you think caused men, especially of today, to be the way they are? It didn't just start.
So it starts right at, in my opinion, and for my age group, MySpace. Now, let's think about when MySpace came in, right? Everything leading up to MySpace. Nobody was able to tell nobody. Only time you could see something about somebody's memory was on a photo. And that's only because they had a camera. Most people from the years, from the time our civilization started up to about 2002, everybody enjoyed the moment. And only people that could enjoy that moment was the ones that were there with you. Now, you're able to share the moment with the whole world. Instantly. You take a picture Friday, you could, as long as you get it uploaded to the computer, you can post it that next morning on Saturday. And everybody would see it. Like when we used to go to this thing called Powerhouse back in middle school and high school, we see everybody Friday, post all the pictures Saturday morning. I was not one of those people. I don't even like taking pictures now.
But now,
social
you
media.
never post it the next day. You post it right there.
Yeah.
You go live right there.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Man, look.
Boom, you're here with me.
People started going to live right after Rodney King got beat. That's what people say. Like, I need to just start recording stuff. Like, I bet you there's people in the world.
Technology,
Like, they just record everything.
Around there too.
Well, no, technology. Now, you got to remember, the general public gets all technology 10 years late.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
of course.
10 years late.
Of course.
Every time. Of course. When they started developing the computer back in the 1960s, the government had it in the 1970s. The general public, most people couldn't afford it, so they didn't have it till like the 1980s. But by that time, the technology had already advanced. So people were getting home computers, but the government already had home computers. The Men in Black is real. I'm sorry. Someone's got to say it. Men in Black are real. You probably never seen them, and you probably never will, and they probably do got them neuralizers.
If you see them, it won't be good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you're right. If you do see them, it'll be just that. Mm-hmm. You seen them, because now you can't tell nobody, because they got you.
Well, no, not even that. Them neuralizers are real, man.
Yes. Look into the light. Yes.
Think about it. Everybody's worked in a restaurant for the most part. Everybody's worked at least one restaurant, whether it be Burger King or high end.
More than I wanted to.
Anytime someone's gone somewhere into the building to get some food or anything, right? As soon as they pass through a certain doorway, they always forget. Yep. You ever notice that? Like you'll go, like say you in your room, you like, damn, I want to go downstairs, give me something to drink. You go downstairs and then you get distracted all of a sudden. And then you go back upstairs, you be like, damn, I went downstairs for a purpose. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, right? Mm-hmm, but you forgot all of a sudden. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now most people, they would just chalk that up to, I lost my train of thought. That's bullshit. You probably saw something that you wasn't supposed to see, and they hit your ass real quick. Bam! And then all of a sudden, now you done went back upstairs.
It's important for you at home to understand and think about what he's saying. Because, see, you have to think out of the box.
Yes.
If you stay into that box, then when it's like, oh, this nigga's tripping. But to me, he over here tickling my soul. Pause. Because I know what he's saying has truth to it.
It is. You can't say.
When Neo was going up them steps with Trinity and all them, Matrix 1, he going up the steps, he looked to the left, he see the cat.
Deja vu. Deja vu is real. Okay, so look. This is how you know it's real. Okay, I had a dream. This is a very specific dream. I was sitting there cooking at work, and someone came in and said, John, cook me a chicken sandwich. Why I do that shit like a week later for the person? I did it for them. I was like, damn, man, I don't have a deja vu. You know, I had a dream about this, man. I was making you the same chicken sandwich. I'm telling you, it's happened to me. Your dreams, like, here's another thing people don't understand. You can train your mind to lucid dream. It's all about putting it in your subconscious, but you gotta have a strong mind.
Then you have to talk about the astral plane. Then you would talk about the astral plane. Between the dreams.
Are you talking about when you transition into your actual dream?
Not the actual dream, but the actual, what I would like to call the astral world. When you come out of yourself. See, it gets confused because when you're in...
out of body experience.
Yeah, in a sense. But a lot of people don't understand, and we just recorded this yesterday on episode 23, I Am Jesus, that there's alternate dimensions, and look, you can't make this shit up. Look right here. Deja vu.
That's crazy.
It's a glitch. Deja vu is a glitch in the system. And that's why people don't believe it. They think it's not real. But no, when you have deja vu and you stick with that shit and know what you fucking know. Quit questioning yourself. You don't question the white people. You don't question the Bible or nothing else.
No, I question the Bible.
So go with yourself. Oh, I'm not saying you.
No, but I'm saying there's people that are like me that
question the Bible.
There are. But the only reason why I said it like that is because I also have ADHD, which is in most cases a mental illness.
Okay.
But people with mental illness, sometimes you can find those lucky few that can get through that. Mm-hmm. So like when I just blurted out like that, I'm pretty sure there's people that watch your show and they just like you're talking, you can't hear them, but I guarantee they're like, oh man, I don't believe in the Bible. You know, I want to speak out for those people.
Do it.
But you go ahead and finish. I just had to say that little piece.
The thing is, this shit can go so deep. It's so hard to stay focused on one thing when you go get to dipping and dabbling. But deja vu is a glitch in the matrix, I believe, that makes you think that you don't know what you know, but you know what you know. And how that deja vu comes about, it's important that we speak on it, because when I say alternate dimensions, and we're talking about when you're dreaming, when you're sleeping. When you're dreaming, you could, especially at a younger age, this happens for younger kids, they slip off into the astral plane. They come out of themselves and they see things and go places that seems like you're in a dream, but really is real. But it's so hard to define that, because we're so distracted by everything. We're distracted by every fucking thing the world has to offer. So how can you ever, we're operating at 3%. And when you get to 100%, you're like Lucy, poof, you're gone. Not necessarily, but my point being, you reach your superpower. Right. How can you reach your superpower if you're always distracted? You don't know what the fuck to do, because you're not in tune with yourself. That's like
Goku with his Ultra Instinct. When your body naturally just reacts. I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you, I had a good citizen moment. I wanted to do a citizen's arrest at work. Look, man, okay, so I'm at work, and we're busy, and this guy and this girl come in, and our inventory door was open, and they're walking up, and I tell my coworker, I'm like, hey, shut the door. Not even just worrying about it. They didn't look, at first, like from afar, I can't see that far anyway, so I couldn't really tell if they was good people or not. But the dude was walking all funny and shit. So I was like, man, just shut the door right there. And so I tried to, pass the sale off to my coworker so that I could handle the bullshit. I knew as soon as I seen him hit the door, it was some bullshit, right? Yeah. He's like, no, I got them. I said, okay. And, I love all my coworkers, but so I'm like, okay, go ahead, whatever. So I'm listening as I'm helping a guy and waiting for him to call his wife so he can get an answer on these phones. As I'm listening to the conversation, my coworker just immediately jumps up. He's like, hey, man, what happened to that speaker? So I'm like, God damn. Oh, my God, man. Hey, man, look, this is where my instinct kicked in. I was just like, hey, man, come on, bro. Just give us back the speaker, man, and you can just go. Or you could just leave. Just put the speaker back. He's just constantly like, no.
How big is the speaker?
It's a $250 speaker. But it's like compact. It's like
and he's holding it in his coat?
Yeah, he put it in his coat. He's just like, shit. And he's
making his way towards the door, obviously?
Slowly. He walks over to the other side of the store and grabs a $100 speaker. And he tries to run off, and he's in slippers, mind you. So like I said, instinct kicked in again. I took 2 steps, and I was instantly on his ass at the door, and I just grabbed him, like, bang, right? And I'm holding him, and then that's when, natural selection kicks in at a certain point in any being's life, whether it's an animal or a human. When I first grabbed him, I'm like, man, I could really hurt this dude. Not like I could really just make a natural selection move right now and hurt him.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, no, because I have a conscience. I'm like, no, I don't need to hurt this guy. He just needs to just drop the speaker. Yeah, and leave. And then natural selection just about kicked in when he was like, yeah, I got a knife.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's like, I got a knife, right? Hold on, wait. Mind you, I have both his arms, and his arms is in his pockets. And he's like, I have a knife, and I can physically tell that I'm stronger than him. I'm like, you got a knife? I'm like, yeah, I'm holding him. I'm like, okay, yeah, come on, pull it out. So, because the next punch is going to be an uppercut. It's over. He never pulled the knife out. But then this is what made me let him go. When he feared for his life, that's when I let him go. Because, when a man feels like his life is in danger, he gets another super strength. That just, like, all of a sudden, you could just feel it, and I felt that, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going to let him go.
Did you get the speaker?
No,
Hell
but
no.
so yeah, let me finish the story, right? So he runs off, and the lady trying to leave, and I'm like, yeah, no. She's like, yeah, I'm finna go. I'm like, no, you gotta sit here and wait for these cops, cause your ass getting hit with a trespassing, right? I do the same thing to white people that they would do to me. Like if somebody wronged me, right, and I have to take them to court, I'm suing your ass, cause that's what you would do to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Flat out. Yeah.
Flat out, you do that to me, you would take me to court. So I'm gonna take you to court. So he's sitting there outside. I'm in the middle of the doorway. She's trying to leave. He's like, come on, they can't do anything to you. And I'm like, I wanted to say, bitch, if you move, I will fuck you up. But there was people in the store, so I was just telling her, like, hey, look, you're not leaving. You might as well just go ahead and take a seat. Pop squat.
Right.
Right? Dude steals her car. Takes off. My coworker, mind you, the whole time I'm holding and tussling with this dude, my coworker sitting in the store. And he usually be the first one to take off and chase someone stealing, right?
He said, no, you got this.
This time he just I don't know, man. He just magically didn't show up. Because I'm thinking like, yeah, you know, at first, when the first person robbed us, I was just like, yeah, I'm man, they got away. I chased them slowly out the door so I could catch the license plate, but the car didn't have a license plate. So, but the second time, I'm thinking, yeah, I got someone that's gonna help me. We about to jump this nigga.
Right.
This nigga sitting in the back, and then when the dude take off, then he come running.
Yeah, he faded.
Then he ran and he chased them all. He chased them one block.
He played the fade.
He chased them one block. Didn't even get the license plate. And that's the first thing I yelled to him as he's running. Get the license plate. Take a picture, type it down, something, right? Chase the man all the way down the block. The dude he literally almost got into an accident over $350.
Yeah, it ain't that serious. Like,
right?
I'm never.
Man, I watched a man go through a red light, bust a U-turn, and then go up 169. The cop come, run the lady, get her license plate. He's busted, more than likely. He's busted. If he's driving anywhere where there's cops, he's busted.
So your point in that story was
my natural instinct.
Your natural instinct, Goku.
Yeah, not the Goku. Like you said in the Matrix.
Right.
You don't trust. You always trust your natural instinct and never question yourself.
Yeah.
At that moment, I didn't question
you
myself.
didn't question yourself.
I knew what I was capable of.
Right.
So I know if another situation like that arises, it might not be good for the other person.
Yeah, you and personally, once he said he had a knife, you should have made him go night night. But I understand why you didn't make him go night night because you black, and police would have came and killed your motherfucking ass.
No, I wasn't worried about that because in the real world, and look again in the real world, I'm John Murry. But when he told me he had a knife, at that point, I almost turned into Ghost. See, you see how I'm telling you, when they made Power, they made that show about me.
Fuck,
they showcased what my life is gonna be in 20 years. Mine is Angela, man. I can't do it, Angela. First of all, Lord James St. Patrick fucked up when he chased Angela. He wanted, man. This nigga went for some high school pussy. And you know there's niggas out here that still do that. That's another topic right there.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Wait. We're going. Wait. Slow it down, John. Slow it down, John.
He got ASD. He keep.
Woo! Man.
He gets to go.
I get to going.
Listen.
And man.
I don't mind. But I'm just going to spin you a little bit.
Oh.
Before I do that, you already know. Goodfellas LLC, YouTube, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. What's your thoughts on 2020?
In terms of what? Exactly?
Summarize 2020 for you.
Summarize 2020 for you?
From the first of the year to now. For yourself. For them.
I'm going to put it in terms of man or woman, binary, non-binary, anything you want to be, right? I can put this in simple terms. You ever take a shit and you just can't get it out, but you know it's coming?
Yes.
It's 2020 in a nutshell.
Constipation.
Constipated.
But I ain't letting you off the hook that easy. Yes, I get it. I want you to tell the people, walk them through a little bit of your mental. That
Okay.
shit that
Of 20, are we talking like January 1?
I mean,
to January 1, like the whole, cause no we ain't.
You got the new year coming.
Right. So from January 1st, 2020 to now. So January, as most people know me in the real world, I work at a school. Sometimes. Don't post. Don't tag me in this.
No.
I work for the school.
Okay.
But I drive gyms. Like, you know, this is decriminalized now. I wish they would say something. I'd be like, hey man, I use this for pain. This is CBD.
What do you mean?
This is CBD.
That's not even CBD. It's a black and mild.
You're right.
The school system ain't stupid. This is CBD.
Okay. Continue.
I use this for pain. I'm prescribed this. I have a prescription.
Okay.
But I'm actually thinking about leaving. I'm actually going to more than likely leave the school though. Just haven't given my form.
Please speak on it, because we got COVID going on and you work.
So January 1, COVID struck. Bam, right? We're out of school at this point. It has went to distance learning. They shut down the school after the New Year's.
What happened to your job?
I still worked from home. I still went to the school sometimes, especially towards the end of the year.
Doing what? Working?
Basically just doing what the kids should have did. You know, when all kids do at the end of the year, clean out their lockers. I did some, you know, copying, printing, stuff like that too, help out other teachers because I was a SPED EA.
Okay.
But COVID hit real bad, and I was just like, and the school year from last year into this year was just like, yeah, this ain't gonna work for no kid in America, right? The first 2 weeks were okay. Most kids would get on their calls. Most kids, you already knew who wasn't gonna get on the call.
Mm-hmm.
By March, well, we already know what was going on in March. It was just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything shut down. Everything. Sports, football. I said, what is life? When they said there was no sports, man, I damn near called the president, and I don't have his number. I was going to call the White House, and I was going to just complain.
What kind of bullshit is this?
In Wakanda, they don't stop the sports for the COVID. Man, oh my Lord. I would have did whatever, right? March. And by March, all the kids, it was over after that. Man, It was like, it's getting close to the end of the year anyways. Most of them just ain't even hopping on. I'm spending most of my days at home doing nothing, in all honesty.
What do you think about it all, though? Like, initially, like COVID. Well, no. What do you think about kids going about? The kids are going back to school February 1st.
I feel that it's good. I mean, yeah, we in a pandemic, but in all honesty, the way it's looking, man, we all might just get it. It's just a matter of when and what.
What the Republican Party said they would like to herd.
I don't want to get into any.
They like to.
I can at this time I can not speak on anything political.
Okay. Well, they allegedly would like to herd the sickness of COVID, meaning herd immunity. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I have.
Everybody gets sick.
I have herd immunity.
Everybody gets sick and then cure.
Yeah, I have herd immunity. Whatever Trump said he had when he got COVID, I didn't get COVID yet. And that's why I say yet, because you never know.
I had it.
Really?
I had it in December 19, going into. Everybody did. Don't worry about it. Everybody did.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not alone. There's many of you out there that know last year around December going into 20. My whole family had it, and my girl, my wife, she was sick for 3 months. I had it for like a month, so I know exactly what it is. But so me personally, I don't think the kids should be going back to school. It's optional, so I'll be.
The reason why I say they need to go back to school is, let's look at how we went to school. We wouldn't be the people we are today if we didn't have human-to-human interaction.
That's true, but I'm not. My son ain't going back. My son, he's staying. Okay. He's staying home. I'm gonna stay school.
Distance learning reminds me of a movie. A lot of people probably seen. A lot of people haven't. It's with Kurt Russell. It's called Soldier. Yeah, it's called Soldier, and it takes place in a distant future. Kids are learning just from a computer. They rarely get human interaction.
Which is not good.
Everything is basically closed off because they're on a spaceship, right?
Right.
Social distance.
Right.
Right. And you know, they just bred them to just be soldiers.
But if everybody's sick, why should we be sending our kids to get sick and then come spread it, bring it back?
Man,
home?